Phoenix. Who has any idea? But basically, we want to draw a bunch of cards and jam our threats. I don't know how this deck 5-0'd. It confuses me greatly. Like, I can see how it could beat a bunch of control decks, but like with so few threats, I'm not sure how we beat anything aggressive. We don't really have a burn counter, like a burn backup plan. We have some pretty cool sideboard plans though. Anyway, I wanted to try any excuse to put archlight in a deck that seems reasonable works for me. This seems reasonable. I'll be able to do pretty good versus some green black decks if we get paired versus them. Oh, and mind the 4th lava coil in the main deck. I really just want to bring in these Niv Mizzets and Firemind's Research and Rao and Chemister's Insight versus somebody and have a lot of fun that way. Crackling Jack's a really good card. And Phoenix is a really good card, so. Hey, Patty B. Alright, we'll keep this. We don't have the right mana, but or any threat in our hand whatsoever, but we have a lot of card draw, and we have a removal spell, and with this card draw, we'll probably get to the land fairly easy. And then, like, threats, probably slower. I don't like Llanowar Elf in a single deck in this format that isn't exactly Still Leaf Stompy. Still Leaf Stompy could be a problem. Our stuff doesn't really interact well with it. Though we do have a Lava Coil for like the first Still Leaf champion. If he's just like green black, you should not play Llanowar Elves in your green black deck. I know the person who won the PPTQ did, but like they're just not worth it. Do not play them. Okay, he's green black. Still Leaf, that's fine. That's fine. But do not play it in like your green black, you know, I'm going to cast Planeswalkers as my end game strategy. Do have fiery cannonades in our main deck, so maybe we can sweep those up before they get too far ahead, but we're like pretty far behind already. As they still have 3 cards in their hand, and we have 4 lands in our hand. Don't know how we still have 4 lands in our hand. I guess we can play this. Not likely to have many removal spells for it. Though, I guess. They are now able to get Froggy with a Galta, but probably is better than just casting Radical Idea and looking for a burn spell to try to avoid a Galta. Kind of weird to me. Why did they shock? I apparently didn't read this card right before. I sold this card a lot on stream yesterday. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was fight. I thought it was just kill something. Anyway, I don't think we have an out from here. Technically, that gets us another turn. I don't know what another turn gets us. Another turn gets us a chump block there. I guess I could play this and just try to block this instead. Seems like the best way to get another turn. Because it gives us options. So like if we block the Vinemare this turn, like next turn we can Beacon Bolt. And then we just die to that. Wow. could just cast this to chump block this and kill one of these. And then be able to buy that back next turn. Giving us another chump blocker. Maybe it's just better to get this off the table. I don't know. It takes his entire turn to pump it. So like maybe it can't even attack, who knows? Or like maybe he can't play a spell if he attacks with it. They just send a Brontodon, I'm probably going to block. They just send a Brontodon, that means they have something to play. Which is a little scary, but it's not scary, depending upon what it is. Okay, never mind. It's scary. We just can't beat it. Maybe if we hit another... No, we're dead no matter what now. Why are people talking to me? So scoot that over there. Actually, I'm just closing it. Don't have an out at all. This card's really hard for us to beat. I'm just casting spells now because it's fun. I think we could have potentially beat most non-Galta cards, but can't beat Galta. And they get better versus us post-board, so this isn't going to get better. This is like one of those things I was kind of talking about, like, it's just really hard for us to contend with much of what they do. We're not fast. I think I want to bring these in too. I'm just going to become a control deck and see if we can get it that way. We're not particularly fast, we're not particularly resilient, so like it's kind of weird. Maybe we can't be a control deck. I kind of want these shocks don't feel to me like they do a whole lot. This Banefire feels like it does more, but I don't know if I want the Banefire either. Radical ideas, maybe better than Discovery. Surveil from Discovery is pretty sick. Might just get rid of Chart Course. We can actually cast archlights in this build, unlike some of the other builds we've played. Hard to make decisions. I feel like Charter Course is worse than that, but we're just gonna jam this and hope. So you get the 6 lands, but if they're not running over us, I feel like getting the 6 lands is easy. Keep. We have no removal spell in our deck as of yet, or hand as of yet, but we do have a Discovery, which is nice. I wonder if we splash black mana for the other half of that if we'd had a chance last game. Alright, now we got a removal spell, which is cool. don't want you. I guess I don't want you either. I just need spells right now that do things. Ionize qualifies. That's a good one. Probably ionize most things that are cast here. Or I could just radical idea if it's not very good. You can want to ionize it. Even though we already have a lava coil. Duress. Well, there's no card in my hand I care about other than the lava coil, and I can't play it. I assume he's taking the lava coil here. I don't like bringing in Duress versus me. I showed him no counterspells game 1, and almost every card I showed him had random jumpstart. If he expects me to be a heavy counterspell deck, the Duress isn't bad, but I don't know between Drakes and Archlights and Electromancers what would make him think that, and we do only have 2 counterspells in our deck. Kinda don't want to take any more damage from that, but I believe I'm just going to pass. Well, that's a hard one to beat. I guess we have to try to hit our counterspell. Probably lose if we don't hit it. That beats damn near everything in our deck. For example, it beats this. Alright, no more damage. He showed us a Land War. I'm just going to cast this. If he takes it down, it's not that bad for me. This gets me 1 card anyway. There's a Beacon Boat. Which Beacon Boat did creature or planeswalker? Might actually be a playable card. Wow, they chose not to kill our Crackling Drake like that, which means they probably have the Harpooner or whatever it's called. No, they just said random Crushing Canopy. Well, at least they've not played anything I care about. That's something, right? Not playing spells I care about. We've also not drawn anything that we care about. Foreign Lieutenant's pretty good. I guess that's fine. Unfortunately, we have a Beacon Boat though, so it's okay. Weird that they're leaving up their mana and tapping their elves. Okay, they're just going to tap them all anyway. That's fine. don't know how we beat all this. Like, all this stuff's pretty decent. What do you do? Probably not something I can play right now. I probably need to start with this. And I probably need to second with this. Guess I should have radical I did first. Probably worth it to radical idea again here. Yeah, it was. Nice. I don't know if I want to play this land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. May need it on the following turn. So now they can't kill the archlights, and whichever archlight's left over gets to win. Gets to win versus the Vivian, rather. Not the win in the match. El Derperino. A lot of dangerous cards, though. Pretty sure I'm just supposed to take the foreign lieutenant hit. It's kind of interesting that they kill that one. We already have a Chemister's Insight, 2 Radical Ideas in our graveyard. He has to assume that we're going to be able to bring our thing back. I think I target this in this situation most of the time, but I don't know. So draw a card like that. It's fine. Float your mana. Nobody cares. Boo. I was hoping we hit. We did not hit. Well, Niv Miz is a kind of a big game here. So we're probably going to block with the foreign lieutenant this turn. Maybe not. No, Niv Mizzet did cool stuff. We might win this game. He had a reasonable draw when we beat a Vivian that got to 8 counters. So, I mean, like, they used it a lot. They did not hit well with it, though. They hit like a land or elf almost every damn time. I assume we win now. Like, they can't cast Galta, and I don't know of anything else they can do that can beat us from this board state. Guess it's just press F6. So return up to 2 creatures. Pew, pew. Goodbye, Niv Mizzet. You'll be missed. Don't care about that. we miss Niv? Do we have another radical idea in our graveyard? We do. So we can play you, kill you, cast a radical idea, and play an opt. So if we're going to do all that, we should probably order it like this. We don't even have to cast a Ral then if we don't want. Probably still going to cast a Ral. Wee. Archlight Phoenix, gonna do some flying across the table. Archlight Phoenix, gonna tweet all the way home. Arclight Phoenix. Ral might not be good enough. I just want to put one of these in. Seems more cute than good. Like, do I really want shocks? I think shocks might be okay on the draw. Not only do they kill Llanowar Elf to try to keep the game more reasonable, like you can play them in response to harpooners and stuff. Like, that's not the worst thing ever. Problem is, how do I fit that many into our deck? I think I'm just gonna play 3 of them and shave 2 shot or ops on the play. I don't want to get rid of any of our radical ideas or insights. Maybe I should just get rid of these ionizers. I don't know if that's good enough. Like, I brought the ionizers in because of planeswalkers, and they have fine finality. I guess that's relevant, but I just don't know if it's good enough. This hand's not good. Look how bad this hand is. Wow. I don't really want a mulligan when I have a goblin, though. We have a million spells. We're just going to have to try to hit one. And of course, they have Llanowar Elf. Did they have Llanowar Elf all 3 games? I think they had Llanowar Elf all 3 games. I know they had it game 1. We know they have it this game. And they definitely had it game 2 as well. Nice draws, friend. Hard to beat the nuts all the time. The real nuts. Great. Thought we actually had a chance. I was joking about hard to beat the nuts, and then they just have a second, and now they have 4 spells in their hand as well. I guess I can put this on top of my library just to try to block next turn. Like, it's not a great plan, but we literally don't have another plan at the moment. And by other plan at the moment, I mean we're just going to cast the Discovery and then play Beacon Boat, but... but yeah, I don't have another plan at the moment. Our plan doesn't involve just Crackling Drake whatsoever. We have a leftover mana. I guess I'm going to put that one into the grave and that one on top of our library because of that. We get the same card if we just put the radical idea into our graveyard, so like maybe that's better, but I want it to get the same amount of distance. I don't know. It was just putting the radical idea in our hand was bad. The more I think about it, we still know they have 4 more cards. If they just have like Vivian now, we can't win, or like we struggle hard to win. I guess we theoretically can win, but it's like pretty super hard now. Might be a spot where we're chump blocking, just so we don't die on the following turn. I doubt we're at the chump block spot. Oh, that's so good here too. Can you please draw a land, homie? Let's look and see what we're going to draw and then make our decision. I guess we need it. Like, we could accidentally beat what's in play with the right draws. Our problem at the moment is that we can't ever beat 2 more spells out of their hand at this process too. Like, they've already played 9 spells. I guess I'm playing this one. If they don't have a harpooner, maybe it does something. If they have a harpooner, we're dead. Yeah, we're probably dead. Let's look for a lightning coil. If I kill this, still have to contend with that. I still think we have to. Like, I don't think there's an option. I have 2 blockers here. If they have the removal spell, which I assume they do, they get a counter on the Pelt Collector, and we're chump blocking with the Electromancer. That's not good. Yep, of course they have it. Unfortunate. Didn't feel like there was anything we could do, though. And we're dead because of the trample. That match felt terrible. They never did draw Galtas and stuff. They didn't have a Vivian, but like, we're not going to beat an opponent that draws like 5 or can play like 5 more spells than us early. Even though in theory we should have been playing more spells than them, they just. It's a little discouraging. I think our deck was working how it's intended, and it just wasn't good enough versus like a fairly bad deck that didn't have super draws. I mean, don't get me wrong. Turn 2 Still Leaf Champion, turn 3 Still Leaf Champion is like a pretty good draw, but I don't think our deck loses to that draw super often. Just the green decks in general aren't really good right now, so like, if we can just lose that easily to them, it's like a concern in terms of the power level. Druid's Cow. Guess I'm just gonna play this Crackling Drake. Like 3 turns in a row of Crackling Drake fun. I hope it's good enough somehow. Double druid. Definitely not keeping those. We can't even block here. Just kind of a travesty. Yeah, we're probably dead. Like, none of our spells do anything. Like, best case scenarios, we can trade this with this and shock this, and that's probably just not even going to happen because of Veraska and stuff. And that's our literal best case scenario. If this is our best case scenario, we're in tons of trouble. They're doing that, they either A, don't have another removal spell, or B, have another Veraska. Both of those highly smash us. Or to just have something like that. Like, we cannot beat that. We're dead. Just move on to the next game. Don't know what to even try versus them. Bring in these two cards. Bring in these cards. Bring in this. Let's go sideboard like a control deck again. They have enough things to shock that I want some number of shocks. Don't think I'm attacking very often versus them. Not worried about putting the archlights in the graveyard. Actually. Just like those more. I want this too. That's keepable. I have reasonable removal spells, a card draw spell, and a creature. Again, I don't like sideboarding in duress versus this, but he didn't see any of our stuff. He can actually think we're a counterspell deck. So it makes more sense here. I would never bring it in versus just blue-red spells. Yes, they have a bunch of spells. No, none of their spells matter, and all of their spells roughly do the exact same thing. So, like, it's just not like you get a big advantage off making them discard one. Should also played the mountain since they had saw it last time. Probably radical idea way to main fire. Maybe to shock, depending on what they do with their turn. Definitely going to shock that now. Not give it a chance to be an X3. Hopefully we hit our land. Would love to cast Ral next turn. Sweet. We did hit our land. Yeah. It's a good one. I guess I need to kill that. For the simple reason that we need to get some value out of this card, as this card may not survive. Between Assassin's Trophy and Contempt, I have no beliefs that Ral will ever ultimate, so I'm fine with just trading it for a random thing. So I put one of these in the hand, the other into our graveyard. Put you in the hand and the other one in our graveyard. Well, he keeps messing with the air conditioner in my house. So we're going to concede this game. Wonder why they conceded this game. Doesn't feel like a game to concede. We're just going to run it back. Alright, we'll keep this hand. It's not wonderful, but put a large value in this card. Goodbye card that we have a large value in. Blue deck's fine. Wonder if it should splash for black. Yeah, green-black match is one of your better matches for sure. Alright, well, we need to draw something. Spoiler. That's something, but it's not exactly what I meant. I think I'm going to offer him to trade. He plays like Finality and stuff. We don't have any spells anyway. Maybe that's a reason not to do what I just did. I'm going to cast this one just because I want spells. Even though it's like clearly worse if they have a thing. Can this hit Planeswalkers? Yes. Nice. But we're just 4 turns away from that being relevant, I guess. Vivian! Just gonna trade Vivian for Arclight Phoenix. Something he can do. Knows we have the Arclight though, they saw it. We're at 6 for this bad boy. No, don't keep this duress, please no, thank you. Scary times over there. Thought we were about to get wrecked. No, don't keep that either. We are about to get wrecked. I was correct. This is now interesting. just kill these two things and attack, but then he's just 100% gonna do the other thing. I guess I should do this for sure. Think I should kill this too. Try to make their fine as bad as I can. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the Banefire. Really think he's gonna fine. Makes me want to block with the Electromancer, but I guess I won't. And they got a Vivian, that's bad for us. Maybe I'm supposed to block. They tick it down and we hit a land, the fight with fire gets to go crazy. Oh, this actually brings up an interesting point then, doesn't it? We could just go for the win. Attacking Vivian doesn't feel to me like it does anything. Yeah, I'm just going to try to hit the land. I think it's our best chance to actually win this game. Well, I was wrong. Hitting the land doesn't do anything. Alright, well, we're dead. Kind of like gambled and failed. Have no out now. No out at all. I guess we can hit another spell next turn and kill 3 creatures and Vivian, and then still just lose to the Memorial to Folly, but that's not a spell. We'd have got it too. Oh well, GG opponent. I don't think attacking Vivian did anything though. The deck's just not strong enough. What we're doing is not good enough to beat these Vivian decks. Keep saying strong for what our deck is. As usual, having cool stuff in my eyes is fun. weird. It went to my phase and then it paused before it let me cast spells. Will we play versus round one? I'm paying a lot of attention. Guess I shouldn't cast that. Oh, I can't untap my land. Now I'm an idiot. I was supposed to do it with the blue mana. So a pretty large play mistake. A pretty large play mistake. Not going to be punished for it though, which is hilarious. Hey, our deck nutted somebody. Is that a good turn 3? No, I definitely played wrong. I tapped my mana very stupidly, and I'm lucky I didn't get punished. Our opponent tapped hollow one. Wonder if we can put archlights in hollow one. Be kind of neat. It's probably just worse than Chandra's Phoenix, but it'd still be kind of neat. Or probably worse than Flamewake Phoenix, sorry. Sure. There's no reason to force the chump block, I don't think. I think our Electromancer is better than his Ranger at this point of the game. Alright, hurry up, opponent. You don't have an out that I can think of, unless you have like Golden Demisers or Smooth or something. I guess I'm gonna try to be controlly again. It's not been working out. Why is it okay? It's not been working out, but I'm gonna keep trying it because it just feels to me like it's the best thing we can do. Keep taking out these charter courses. I'm gonna take out all the ops and leave in all the shocks because he showed us Branch Walker and Jade Light, so I feel he's like that build of the deck probably. $13 new emails. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'll keep it. It's obviously on the slow side, but I think this card is tremendous. What you been into, by the way, Murph? Not saw you around lately. Just assumed they'd put you in jail or something. I think Discovery's a cool card. I put them both in my graveyard. Just want to dig right now till I find what I want. What I want's what I need to find. Huh. Opponent's not playing things this game. Alright, well I guess we'll cast another Discovery then. Don't want either of you. I don't have much going on this game. Like, we have a Crackling Drake, but if we just played a Crackling Drake, it's like so easy for him just to cast Vivian and crush. But a Crackling Drake does cycle a card, so like maybe that's worth it. Okay, now that we've drawn this, we're just not going to cast a Crackling Drake. Guess I'm going to do it like this, just in case. It's technically bad ordering, because if he had some instant speed way to kill this, which I don't even know if there is one, we wouldn't have been able to cast all of our spells. But I was doing it the more greedy way, because we'd hit an arclight, we wouldn't have wanted to kill this thing, we would have just wanted the radical idea of the graveyard to get back to arclight. Sir Choops. Another reason that Crackling Drake wasn't great on that last turn. I'm going to cast it this turn, even though I don't think it's going to be great. They have pretty much everything they can cast kills this. I don't think there's anything they can cast that doesn't kill this Crackling Drake that could reasonably be in their hand when they didn't play a spell till turn 4. Like, I guess they could have some more fine finalities, maybe some Relic Seekers and not a 6 land, but or whatever they top deck for the turn, but like all 4 cards in their hand, like probably at least 3 of them would kill the Crackling Drake. That's at least. Well, I'm glad they played that. But I guess we can just slow play this, take 2 damage to stop them from getting a card. And I'd rather play Chemist's Insight than worry about 2 damage here, so again, we're going to pass. That's fine, that gives us a better thing to shock. I like the idea of this one. I just want the card. I kind of really want to land. That's not a land. I did discard a land, but like I still really wanted to land. I guess we're going to pass here then. If they try to kill it with a harpooner, we're going to hold up shock. If not, we'll probably just shock the harpooner. Plague Crafter. I guess that's fine. Bye, Drake. So next turn we can cast an Electromancer and an Arclight and just start trying to win a race. Maybe we should save the Electromancer. What cards did I get back? Okay. Well, I'm going to give them an opportunity to kill all of the things. Next turn we can get that one back regardless. May block if he orders them wrong. That's fine. We're down to 3 cards now. With 3 radical ideas in our graveyard, I guess we can see what we hit. That's probably just better, right? Actually, I don't even care about that thing. With a shock, it's good for a harpooner now. I don't know where you're at in the game state. At which point, I did get a free Phoenix. The Phoenix was in my graveyard. I never cast this Phoenix. I think you're lagging behind the stream or something. I'm not exactly sure where you're at in the game state. Guess you're talking about the turn that I just cast this, but like, I thought I was gonna have to cast it a bunch, so I wanted to save as many of our spells as I could. Like, I think this is gonna have to come back 6 or 7 times, and we don't really have card advantage, so it's like hard for us to get more cards. I mean, we have some card advantage, of course. But if they don't draw another land at some point, we're just gonna keep getting picked apart. Of course, if they can't kill this, they're gonna die. Looks like we're losing the Electromancer this time. So they might have Assassin's Trophy. Guess they could have us. There's no reason to do that. Oh, I guess they don't have Assassin's Trophy, they're just dead. They didn't draw much that game. Well, we beat a black-green deck. We lost to some black-green decks as well. We've got paired versus 3 overgrown tomb decks so far. Three overgrown tomb decks engage. We had to go first. Don't know if that's good. This hand seems fine though. Wait 1 second, guys. I'm opening something on the other thingy. Yeah, whatever. Alright, well, pretty easy to play this one. Another green deck of some kind. Play our best card versus the green decks. Oh, another black-green deck. Not just a green deck. Ooh. I guess we'll start with this. Kind of want to put both on top. We don't actually know if that'll be useful yet. We don't know if we're going to hit our land. But other than that, we had a pretty good turn. Might should have kept the grappling Drake because the odds of us hitting a land seemed pretty high. So we do have 3 things in our graveyard, so that's cool. Guess we're going to start with this. Put it on the bottom. Rip. We don't have the colors to play 3 spells right now. They play a Golgari or whatever and kill our Electromancer. Alright, well now we have the colors to play off 3 spells. So that's neat. Our deck's doing its thing this game. We still have 2 removal spells too with the beacon boats. And by 2, I mean that's technically 3. It doesn't do anything yet. I'm just going to play the one out of our graveyard. I think I'm going to hold this land too. Electromancers are really the engines that let this deck go. They have about 1,000,000 lands, and that's not good for us. So we can't cast any of our spells yet? Oh, well, we can cast all of our spells. That's weird that they made that play. Well, let's start with this. Put into the graveyard. Actually, I think I'll put this on top. It's just 2 more chances to try to get um, another archlight in our graveyard. Maybe any creature is good enough at this point in the game. Not really sure. Could I ignore the Veraska? Maybe I'm supposed to keep the Opt as the second card down, but just leave both on top. That way, this next turn, I guarantee I can get Arclight back again. Like that may be good enough in general. I'm not sure. Because like right now, we can't guarantee Arclight comes back. And no Arclight coming back can cost us the game. And I think if we had Opt here, we would have been in better shape. This game is probably lost now due to the decisions I made. I guess we couldn't. Opt didn't guarantee it comes back because we couldn't cast both of our sorceries, but it gave it a better chance. We could cast 2 spells and then look at the top 2. That seems relevant. So like now, I feel like we have to like draw Opt in to shock the win. That doesn't seem like something we're going to do. We win if we do that. Surprised we lost this game. I thought this game was won. Like I thought they were close to a point where they could concede this game. And because I didn't play a land last turn, I now basically have to hit double shock. Not double shock. Now I could like draw the Surveil thing. That gets us our thing back. But we have to draw a shock this way. There's 4 of them in our deck with 2 cards to look at. That's not unreasonable. And we can't get the other card in our graveyard, so if we hadn't kept that second Opt and we just got the radical idea, it wouldn't have been into our graveyard, so that wouldn't have helped. So now we just get our Arclight back, and we attack Veraska, and hope that we find a way to get another turn. I was looking for the win there, but maybe I should have saved the Opt for the following turn. Also should have played a land. Not playing a land here was wrong. It's like 2 turns in a row that I didn't play a land that I probably should have played. We missed on that. Yeah, well, we hit all spells, so we lose anyway. Or we hit all non-spells. With the selection we had, the fact that we've had 13 lands that we couldn't put on the bottom of our deck in 30 cards is unfortunate. There's nothing we can do to even get another turn, is there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess if we kill this, we get another turn. But we're going to have to chain together some spells. Oh boy, we're going to have to chain together some spells for another turn to matter. We're going to have to run hotter in the sun. But we theoretically get a turn. So. One ball. Oh wait, apparently I'm dead. I thought this had 9 counters on it. I apparently misread this. I thought it had 9 counters on it. Or I would have just conceded. I really looked at it and thought it had 9. I mean, it did have 9, right? It had 12 and we attacked it for 3. Oh, I guess then they untapped and it goes to 11. Well, we wouldn't have got there either way. Yeah, I thought that had 9 on it. I'm just blind. We'll keep sideboarding the same way I have been versus these decks. As many black-green decks this format had as they were red decks in the last format. This match doesn't seem good. I think we want to play versus decks like Jeskai and stuff with this deck. By Jeskai, I mean like Sultai crap. Can't keep it. 1 land. The exact opposite of how we lost. This isn't the type of hand that beats them. Like, Crackling Drake isn't even a good card in this match. Nothing else in our hand's very good here. Like, this hand's very, very bad. We have no card selection, no nothing, but we can't go down to 5. So, we're practically 1-3. His hand would have to be horrendous. Another person that sideboards in Duress, do not sideboard Duress in versus this deck once you know it's an Arclight Phoenix deck. If you don't see enough cards and you think it can be another deck, that's fine. But like, what the hell? You're getting a removal spell. Who cares? Every card's a removal spell in this deck. That casts that into a removal spell that we have. Seems like he could have done better with that as well. And then they kept a Duress when they basically know our hand. Duress isn't good enough to play. You certainly don't keep a Duress after you've saw my hand. There was one unknown card in my hand there. But like I said, we'd lost this game on turn 1. The fact that he can play these Duresses and they do practically nothing is irrelevant. I'm actually just going to play that. So you can't kill this. I wonder if there's ever a chance that I'm supposed to just attack them because our only way to win is like if they don't have an answer for 3 turns or something. I'm not confident enough to believe. I'm confident enough to believe that's correct, but I'm not confident enough to like take the gamble. It's just too easy for them to have a card, well, like that for example. Seems like there's no reason not to attack. You certainly can't block if I don't want you to. Oh, like maybe you want it to force us to get rid of a spell? I'm not sure. I feel like our opponent's just casting spells and not thinking about why they're casting them. It doesn't appear that it matters. Oh, Vivian on top of their deck too? Yeah, this game is definitely donezo. Some miracle world where I could chain together 3 things in this turn and it'd be enough, but we don't live in that world. 2/5 with blue. Yeah, it's pretty fragile. It's difficult to play too. So what do we need now? We need to like basically hit a discovery, put another archlight in our graveyard, and us draw another spell. If we can do that, we can still win. If we do that, we will win. That's not necessarily what I asked for, but maybe it'll hit what I asked for. Arclight? That's not an arclight. That was nothing. Discovery? That's not a discovery. That was actual nothing. Alright, well, we're dead now. We're pretty dead anyway, but like we're dead now. Exclusionary mage, baby. Goodbye. Should kill the Electromancer. At least he did that right. Boom. So we have no outs now. I'm just drawing the card because I want to see if we could have done anything fun. Doesn't matter what we hit, we can't win, but it'd be cool if we could get like something in play. Hey, we needed this last turn. If we'd had this last turn, we actually had a chance. Well, we bricked on hitting 2 lands anyway. Alright. Well, 1 and 3. 4 decks in a row with Overgrown Tomb that we've been paired versus. Fun format. I like how this format was good for like a week and a half, and now it's just literally all the same deck, and it will be until somebody figures out how to beat it. But like, most normal people aren't going to ever do that amount of testing, so this is all they're going to see until the pros have a reason to like make it show up somewhere. Hey, our opponent's 1-3, we don't have to scoop. Did not click that. I don't know why it tapped. Also, I should have played the isle or the mountain. Not playing the mountain was a pretty large mistake. It's basically the same, but there's only one playable build. How about? Yes, there is a bunch of builds of that deck, but there's only one playable build. The only question is whether you play Llanowar Elves or not, and I'm pretty sure you're just wrong if you play Llanowar Elves. The rest of the shells are the same. Like, some of them win with Carnage Tyrant, some of them win with Veraska, but like, the shell's the same. They're Finality, Fiend Broker, like, kind of aggressive decks. And it just so happens that their planeswalkers are what's aggressive, and they're resilient at the same time. I guess I'll shock this. Yeah, that's I don't view that as a version. That's some little kid deck. I say little kid deck, but I mean it's like more of a casual deck. I have a bad habit of like being disparaging versus kids or casuals, but you know that's on me. That's one of my personality flaws. Goodbye, Crackling Drake. You'll be missed. I don't think our opponent should have Warcop Marauder in their deck. I don't think Warcop Marauder is a good Magic card. I don't really want to cast this chart for like no additional value. I like how I played my land, tapped it, and then changed my mind, decided to cast chart. Like I can, even if I'd hit like another spell there, I wouldn't have mana to play it. I couldn't pay for spell pierce, just nothing. Like that was just terrible play. Terrible play. Only drawn 9 land, 6 non-land so far. Wait, 7 non-land? Oh, we've only drawn 8 land. I can't do math. Math hard. There's the 9th land. I think our opponent saw a bunch of these islands. I should probably be playing them over the mountains. But I'm not going to. Hey, opponent hit another spell. We didn't. It's ridiculous how many lands we're drawing in our 22 land deck. In multiple games today. It's one thing when we're drawing 10 extra cards, like, of course, we're going to draw a lot of lands then, but, like, we've not really drawn extra cards this game. Not too darn many. We've drawn over half of our lands in our top 19 cards. Wow. That's kind of ridiculous. I sold mine at like 780 and I thought I was a genius. Our opponent's not playing spells or lands. That means all of those cards in their hand are spells. How ridiculous is this? We've drawn 14 lands and 21 cards. I'm basically forced to cast my shock now. I'm not going to. I'm holding pat. Saving that shock to get an archlight back. Or to kill like a Thief of Sanity. I don't think we have an out now. We only drew like 15 lands. Well, we're going to bring in these. We're going to bring in this. We're going to bring in this. We're going to bring in the biggest flyer. Let's take out mostly these And I'm going to bring in these two. I'm going to bring in everything that can kill something. Oh. Well, our opponent conceded the match. Well, that was kind of boring for everybody involved. Alright, well, we got paired versus 4 green-black decks. One of them was still Leaf Stompy. We lost to 3 of them. This deck seemed about as weak as I thought it would be before we started playing the actual matches. I was hoping we get paired versus some control decks, because I actually think this deck could be reasonable versus control decks. We did not. So I think Vivian's always been a powerful card. It just wasn't good enough in the last format. The last format was too fast. So all of these powerful cards that are like good on rate are going to be a lot better now, since the format is so much weaker now. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, that's something in Magic. When a format rotates, or a new set gets released, or when power level goes down drastically, even if a card didn't get better, and I'm using air quotation marks when I say that, like it's not a better card per se. There's not better synergies for it. It's just that it's so much better than what's left. Most builds play 3 of them. Most of the good builds play 3, and are probably closer to playing 4 than they are 2. Like, 3's probably the right number, but I think you're closer to 4 than you are 2. Yeah, but Chandra was in a challenger deck and things like that. Chandra was an absurdly priced Magic card before they started putting it in supplemental products. Like, just a PPTQ this last weekend, you know, the winner has none of them. Which, well, they have 1 in the sideboard, but they have none in the main deck, which seems odd. The second place has 2 in the main deck. But like the grinders, the names that most people recognize, like, where'd he go? Like, Ariana has 2 in the main. Fallon has 2 in the main. This guy has none. But like, Autumn Lily has 3. Misplaced Ginger has 2, plus a third. Like, the grounders that you know by name, that you see every day, that you know are like very good players, like most of them are on 3, and I think 3 is going to become more commonplace. Like, it can win the mirror, and it's really good versus all of the Jeskai decks, all of the Izzet decks. I think there's supplemental products online too, right? Pretty sure there's challenger decks online, but I won't swear. It's also the frequency that they drop in treasure chests. But anyway, we're gonna hop off here. This deck's not good. Don't play it. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm still searching for a good Arclight Phoenix deck, and I've not found one. This is our 3rd or 4th try. But take care, everybody. Had a lot of fun.